Why people kill themselves? From when we were young, this question was going through my mind all the time. I was hearing news about people who kill themselves over small shit, you know. For example, they failed their exams or something that happened like that and they killed themselves. It doesn't really make sense to me. I was like, when I was 5 years old, hearing these news, like, oh, what a weak bitch, he killed themselves over some small shit. But now, looking at it right now, I see so many important things that I learned, which make big difference, whether you're going to kill yourself or not. And if any of my videos going to be valuable, this is the most important video of all of it, and this is the most foundational video that every teenager gotta look at it. See, when I was 16, I chose to take some unusual path. I didn't want the idea to just wait until I'm having a job and have money so I can get my girl on 2 dates. So I just wanted to make money as soon as possible so I can, when I gonna catch with a girl, I can put her on dates. I can feel like the man. Especially though my mom wasn't like the type of mom that will give you money to hang out with a girl. Not because she don't want you to hang out with a girl, but because she feels like it's a bad investment. And they have their reasons why they're doing this. I don't judge them. But it was hard. It was hard. 16, doing this shit, went through many sleepless nights, and started to have like some suicidal thoughts. And I was like the first time I had thoughts like this. Like at first when I was thinking about them, I was just thinking about them like that. But I feel like they were coming from the internal, not from the external inspiration, external factors. But I didn't really mind it that much. It was just all about, yeah, wait until you feel good again, like until you feel motivational again, and boom, the suicidal thoughts gonna disappear. But now I just turned 18 and I saw that it happens with me so frequently, and I feel like I'm going to be like the bitches who I was calling bitches because they killed themselves over small shit. But won't do it. But someone will do. Can. Maybe you can be older than me. And sooner or later we're gonna hit, like every single man gonna hit this point where they just feel like suicidal. Especially in this specific time where everything is disaligned with our nature and makes it so fucking hard and stressful to just keep going in this life. You know, the first thing before I'm going to talk about this stuff, because it's so not only complicated but it's so impactful and deep. The first thing that I gotta highlight here is why people kill themselves. Like, isn't killing yourself more painful than the pain that you feel that drives you to kill yourself? And I think this question cannot be only answered, but you gotta live it. And through living it, especially if you're someone who can articulate his thoughts well, which is the level that I've been able to achieve, I'm going to give you a simple description of what it feels like to do this transition from not having suicidal thoughts to actually having them. You see, in life, you compound memories. Maybe when you were young, 5 years old, something so fucking bad happened. You saw your parents died, your dad abandoned you, your sister left. Maybe you're the last brother who lives with their parents and everyone just moved on. You feel that pain, you feel this, you feel that, but it doesn't make no atom to give you some suicidal thoughts. So you can be like, okay, yeah, I can handle this. If I can handle this, I can handle the other stuff as well. And life goes on. Eventually, you're 15 years old. Something simple that happened. Maybe you just knew a girl for 2 days or 3 days, and then things didn't work out. And although it was less painful than the first thing that hit you, but you feel the impact so drastical. And then life goes on. You turn 18. Maybe you didn't get included in the college that you were wishing for, and now life feels unimportant. Life feels like a cycle that will never end. And the only way to end this cycle is by ending yourself. And I started having these questions like, why? When I was young, I've been through a lot of shit, but it didn't impact me that much. But when I got old, small thing happened, but I just so fucking interactive. Like I'm just so like small things moves and I just get hurt so much. It doesn't really make sense. No, it's not because when you were young you were thinking, but when you grow up you think, so you can like you understand things because you developed your thinking part of brain after days and weeks and months. And although it is included in why you sometimes feel suicidal after your 20s and 30s, but it's not the main thing. Maybe if we can give it a percentage, it just represents 15 or 20%. But the 80% that gives you these suicidal thoughts are the compound effect. The compound effects of painful memories, of negative emotions. When you go through life, your parents divorce, this and that and this and that, and when you are 20 years old, maybe for example you bought a car but you failed at the license stuff, the license exam, and you just feel so fucking suicidal. Life doesn't matter. And you feel weak. Why this thing happened that is so small and it affected me so much, but back then things big as fuck were happening to me, but they really didn't make that much to me. And I can only answer you basically by saying it is the compound effect. You see, when you go through life, it's like you bring with you a cup. And that cup is that cup that is responsible for collecting your negative emotions in your subconscious mind. When you don't fill out that painful memories, that subconscious cup, so you can receive new experiences, which is in like inevitability. Fuck off. Which is like surely you're gonna go through bad moments. They're gonna get into that cup. When that cup overload, you feel suicidal. You feel like you cannot handle it anymore. That's why when you hit by small, like mundane stuff that might be like bothering, but you feel just so fucking suicidal and you think that you become dramatic. But it's not about dramatic, it's just a matter of psychology and biology. Just that you need to let go of, not let go logically, like cognitively, but let go subconsciously, which is the hard process that I'm struggling with myself as well with it. So to give you a clear idea of what does that cup looks like, I'm gonna ask you a question. You're watching this video, you probably have an addiction that you're going through. Maybe it's porn, maybe it's phone, whatever it is. And if we took the example of pornography and we said that okay, you get to porn at the age of 5, you want to change your porn addiction because you're concerned about your performance in that. Okay, we give you that chance to go visit your younger self to remove that porn addiction and never let him meet that porn addiction. Never let him meet some people gonna to tell him about pornography and this nudity stuff. You did it. Everything is clean now from your past life. You came to the current life so you can see the results of it, and you're hoping that he won't have any addiction if it's only the addiction that he has. But you're gonna be surprised. He started harming himself. He started having razors and like hitting himself by his hand. Maybe he have an addiction of smoking, vaping. Maybe he have an addiction of like, I don't want to talk about the mundane stuff like video games, the most accessible stuff. But I'm talking about like genuine, like hard addictions. Maybe became a cocaine addict. You can never know. So the thing is, you gotta ask yourself 2 questions. If it's that the case, which it is, how can we prevent addictions? And although I'm going to congratulate you to asking this question, but it's not the right question that you gotta ask. Instead of asking, how can I prevent addictions? You gotta ask, how can I deal with my negative emotions? Because as we said earlier, suicidal thoughts, suicidal patterns that comes up to you at the age of 15 and above, it's not about the specific stuff. It's not because your girlfriend broke up with you. It's not because your parents to get divorced. It's not because your wife cheated on you. No matter how hard it is, like even if fucking Satan raped you from your pussy's hole, it's not the exact event itself. It's about how internally, subconsciously deal with that stuff, and how you deal with that stuff focuses mainly on one thing. And if it's three things or more, the most thing that affects that thing is the cup that you have, that you collect in it negative emotions. I don't want to say negative memories, but I'm saying negative emotions, and you're gonna know after it, after some minutes, and I'm gonna get back into that point. So you're gonna go and ask me, okay, Yasir, that cup of negative emotions, you sound so theoretically, like, can you give me some like practical understanding, like what the fuck is going on? I'm going to tell you. You see, each human who can think clearly and has no problems, he doesn't have Down syndrome, nothing. He has three parts of his brain. He has the frontal cortex, which is responsible of thinking and dealing with stuff, choosing. And there's the middle part of the brain, which is the parts responsible for emotions. And there is the most important one, which is your reptilian brain, which is if we suppose the brain is like this is the frontal cortex, this is the emotional brain, and this place is the reptilian brain. And the reptilian brain, why it's so unique comparing to these two parts, is because the reptilian brain is not only your brain but also your nervous system. And to give you a clear explanation of that stuff, I'm going to give you an example of how does this part of brain engage in your day-to-day activities. And the only way this part of the brain engages is through hard, scare situations. If we suppose that you are a delivery guy and you went to a house to put its delivery thing, and the dog just came up to you, are you going to think what to do? No, you won't think. If the police chasing, if someone just pulled a gun on you, are you going to think what to do? No. You're going to do three things. You're either gonna freeze, run, or fight. But most of the time, you either freeze or run. But if we supposed that you run, when you run, your body gives like some spiritual energy. Like I don't want to get spiritual, but I'm going to just tell you that your brain gives some electricity, your nervous system that send this, like this part of the brain gives signals to the nerves that you have in all of your body to just move, without like this part of the brain just got shut down, especially when it's a freeze response, when you just stay like it's just a matter of like dissociation, when you just don't feel reality, like if, for example, someone scared you and you just like, you slip, but like when it's about a dog running towards you, you don't think about running, you basically run. And you basically run means that your reptilian brain gives signals to your body to run. And this is how it becomes a successful attempt to survive. But like, okay, why yes you bring this part of the brain and the nerves? And I'm going to tell you why. Because most of the time, when you go through life, you get hit your reptilian brain in these three situations that you choose, whether it is running or freezing or fighting. You choose the middle one. You choose freezing. You choose dissociation. You choose denial. You choose to deny. You choose to play as it doesn't matter to you. You choose that girl doesn't matter to you. You choose that to think that it wasn't a long time. You choose to believe that you cannot change women. Like she didn't take your heart. She didn't rip your heart. You choose to think that you forgive your parents. You choose to believe that you forgive the people who bullied you. You choose to believe that you forgive the people who bullied you in your neighborhood because you don't have no friends to be friends with, so you just become friends with those drug addicts who fucking bullied you and kicked your ass up every single day, and you went to your mom crying. This is what you choose. You choose denial. But before denial happens, there is a primer response that your nervous system gives. When I say the nervous system, I mean the reptilian brain, because there's the reptilian brain and the nervous system are these nerves, so they are the same thing. When your nervous system, when your reptilian brain chooses to be in a freeze response, how does that freeze response actually happen? Is by your nervous system gives big amounts of electricity. Nervous gives big, like your reptilian brain gives big amounts of electricity to your nerves, to your nervous system. And the thing with that thing, the freeze response is freezing means shutting down. Shutting down, you see, like when you jump scare a goat, it just like play as if it's dead, but it's not playing as if it's dead. It just shutting down. Basically, it doesn't play like it doesn't pretend. And I don't doubt even the fox. Like they say, the fox is a fucking double, like a hyperoptical animal. But I don't think so. Maybe he's hyperoptical, but when he's placed that he's dead, he's not playing. It's his nervous system getting activated. When you fucking scare him, the nervous system get activated. He just got shut down. But the big problem with shutting down, especially with human species, is because when you shut down and you wake up from that shutdown, the energy that made you to shut down from the first place is still there. And when it's still there, that cup that I mentioned before, which you put in its negative emotions, yeah, when you put its negative emotions, got overloaded. Not overloaded yet, but there is something in that cup. And before you go to do anything afterwards, you gotta pour that cup out, so it won't affect you with your day-to-day activities. And just to mention something clear, many people have unrecognizable symptoms. Maybe like my auntie, for example, when she get angry, she just like her hands go like this, like she got like some cramples, like some weird shit, and it's so fucking scary. Some people just like start to be like, like a Caesar, I don't know what his name is. Like everyone have like various symptoms, right? But it is the same, like although they have many roots, but it's coming from the one mother root, which is overloaded cup of negative emotions. And I don't want to say no more negative emotions because I introduced you to the reptilian brain and the nervous system. I will tell you that these symptoms are caused by overloaded nervous system, charged nervous system, and to get on with your life, you gotta discharge that nervous system. And okay, you might be doubting whether you have these symptoms because of nervous system or because of something else, and I'm going to tell you in a way so you can attest, so you can know it by yourself. You see, sometimes you're just gonna be sitting in your home alone with someone, and sometimes like your heart gonna start beating up. Maybe sometimes it's because you eat too much salt, or maybe you eat too much stuff that your stomach is overloaded. But like most of the time, if you live your day to day normally, routinely, and you have symptoms that just doesn't make sense. But what I mean by this is that you have some reactions, like your heart beat up, you feel like hot, like you feel like you are in guard as if you're gonna fight someone. Although there is no danger there, it means that your nervous system is overcharged, and you gotta discharge that nervous system, because as we said, the role of the nervous system is to make you alive, is to choose the right responses for the right situations. But if you motherfucker get fucking adrenaline rush when you're just fucking laying in your bed, that's a problem. And you're gonna tell me that it is a brain imbalance, but I'm going to tell you it's not a brain imbalance, but it's your nervous system imbalance because you went through some shit that gave you some after effects, but those after effects you didn't know how to let them go, which is not your fault, by the way. And myself struggling with it. And when you don't let go of I don't want to let go anymore. Like I don't want to, like when I say the word let go, some people, their brain just straight away they think about letting go of that friendship, letting go of that girlfriend who like whatever. I'm not going to say let go. I'm going to say to discharge your nervous system. to get okay with these, like to get along life after going through some shit. You gotta first discharge your nervous system. But when you don't discharge your nervous system, the system is imbalanced, which means it's gonna choose the wrong reactions for the wrong situations. You're going to be fucking your fucking wife, and you're gonna be feel stressed, and your fucking dick gonna stop working. You're gonna have erectile dysfunction. Why? Because you feel stress in a situation that doesn't require stress. You know, like except for stress or like of performance, especially when you are starting starting immature. You know, just gonna fuck with your wife for the first time. Sure, you know, it's okay, you're gonna get along, but if you don't get along, it's a sign that your nervous system is undischarged. You gotta discharge your nervous system so you can have the right reactions for the right situations. That's just a just that's just a box that I opened up because it's so fucking important. But to get into the point that I wanna make, I forgot, but hold on, I'm gonna remember it. You know what? I don't wanna be perfectionism. I don't want to be a perfection person. But the main thing is why most of people kill themselves over small things comparing to back then when they've been through some hard shit, but they didn't kill themselves. And it's not because they were people who doesn't think, because they were young, they were just playing, they didn't know about marriage, they didn't know about money, this and that. But it's more of the over but it's more over the compound effects of negative emotions. And I won't say the negative emotions word, I will say the compound effects of undischarged nervous system. Your nervous system get charged as fuck when you hit a situation that you don't get along with it. And this is only happening when you nervous system chooses the freeze response. When you choose the freeze response, that freeze response, its role is to give your nervous system to make it overwhelmed as fuck so it can't sleep. Like, not literally sleep, but it's so it can be shut down, so it can be dissociated. So after time, if we suppose that you're going to be alive after that event, you're gonna wake up and discharge the nervous system. Discharge that energy, I mean. You know? And a simple example of that is the animals, the goat, when it gets freeze response. A lion follows a goat, and the goat just freezes up, you know? Why the freeze response is so important, especially in the animal world, is because most of the time, the animals, the prey, is going to be in a group of animals, a group of goats. And when a lion gonna see them, one of them, like, so we can have the most rate of survival, one of them gonna sacrifice himself, you know? And they don't think about who gonna sacrifice himself, like, oh, boom, 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 boom. No, they don't talk about this. It's just a matter of nervous system, you know? It's like God's plans, you know? And God plans are always the best. So a goat of them gonna just like sacrifice itself, although it doesn't choose to. Maybe one goat or two goats, you know, it depends, you know. So the other ones can have time to leave, you know, and the lion can be distracted by them, you know, but that doesn't mean they're going to be 100% a sacrifice, but that means that if the lion is full, it doesn't like hungry, that's why he like look for food, but it's because he just want to save up for something, especially if it's a bear, you know, like a polar bear. Maybe sometimes like they just like save up food so they can like sleep in this long season. Maybe that prey after waking up, you're gonna realize like, wait, hold on, I'm alive. You're gonna run, but after you're gonna run, how are you gonna discharge his nervous system? He's going just to basically shake off that energy that got him to shut down from the first place, you know. And it's a complicated sort of operation that animals that doesn't have a very complex neocortex as us go through, and they do well, you know. They don't seem to develop as much traumatic symptoms as we humans do. And the reason for that is basically because they have a neocortex, very complicated, very developed, When they feel like they are dying, they wake up instantly. When you feel like you are going to get fucked up in a dream, or you feel that you're like Joe Biden is going to fuck you up from the end, or you just wake up out of fear. But for animals, life and death are the same thing, are two faces of the same coin. But for humans, it's not that is impossible, but it just takes more effort, so you can get into the state of the operation of sort of not letting go, but discharging your nervous system. So you're gonna finish that operation, you're gonna function as if nothing happened to you, without no traumatic symptoms, without no shit. That's why you will never find an animal that kills himself. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the ego suicide, you know. I forgot, like I heard that in information somewhere when I was young. They said that the ego kill himself. Like he just suicide. I really don't know this information. Like I'm not sure of this information. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But I'm not trying to. Man, who cares, bro? Who cares, bro? They are animals. We are humans. So yeah, maybe some animals do that shit. But I don't know the reasons. But the only thing that I know is our reasons why we do some shit. And the reason why we do some shit, the reason why most of humans, 80% of humans kill themselves comparing to animals who actually don't, but they are happy with their lives and they feel more fulfilling with their lives, although they have many small things, but we have many too much things, is because of not what's going on in the external world, but it's more about how it affects us internally. And it's not a matter of choosing to feel in a certain way. Let me make that clear. It's not about choosing to play as if you're a stoic or a fucking Buddhist man, like who don't let life affect him. We all wear that mask of stoicism in that shit, but like, that mask we cannot pretend for a long time. And this is why most of people kill themselves, because they just not tired of acting out, but they just feel like. And I feel so bad for them, because for the first time, I could understand how they actually feel, and I could understand them deeply. The third important thing that I want to mention here is why people are addicted. As you see, guys, at the first I mentioned to you that example of, if we suppose that you were a porn addict and you choose to stop that situation from happening that will fuck your life for a long time, and you pretend that your younger self from doing that shit, you're gonna find your younger, like your newer self, doing some maybe even crazier shit, like harming themselves. It's not because of the addiction itself, but it's because of what's going on internally. The human brain always, to make you in survival mode, to make you survive, it makes you go and be in comfortable zones. Most of people, they are addicts, and addiction have many forms. Addiction of doing makeup for women, addiction of fucking so much, addiction for coke, addiction for porn, addiction for dark romance. I know you girls. I don't think that don't think that your secret is in safe hands. It's not anymore. Maybe you're addicted to harming yourself. Maybe you're addicted to many various things, and there's no motherfucker in this fucking earth who can tell you whether what you're going through is an addiction or not. Because the definition of an addiction is a compulsive behavior that is only made when you are going through some uncomfortable feelings that cannot be dealt with just by thinking by yourself. So these behaviors that was compulsive behaviors, I don't want to call them like compulsive behaviors. I'm just going to call them distractive behaviors. And the reason why I call them distractive behaviors is because you only do those distractive behaviors when you're feeling down, when you're feeling negative as fuck, when you're feeling that you just want to just fucking fuck it up from the first place. And a good example I'm going to give you guys that is so fucking relatable between us, man. Sometimes you're going to be in the middle of jaking it off to porn, and maybe it's because your girlfriend didn't message you, and it's now 3 a.m. and you're overthinking. Does she love me? She doesn't love me anymore. This and that. And you don't think about, maybe I gotta watch porn. It's not that part that thinks. It's that nervous, it's that reptilian brain that thinks. This part is the part that is responsible to make you in a comfortable situation, to make you in a comfortable zone. And when it's making you in a comfortable zone, when it cannot deal with the situation directly, when it cannot directly, when it cannot deal with the situation directly, when it cannot go to your girlfriend's home and call to your phone so you can answer the phone and talk with yourself, like just like me, like a fucking psychopath. What it does is, when it cannot control the external stuff, it deals with the internal stuff. If you're negative because your girlfriend doesn't talk to you, you cannot make your girlfriend call or talk to you at 3 a.m. What you do is you go to porn, not to deal with the situation, not to talk with your girlfriend, not to fucking open the fucking door to her and slam her ass up because she doesn't answer what you're thinking about this and that. What it does is just distract yourself. And it doesn't think about distracting yourself. That reptilian brain is the one that distracts yourself because it knows what's best for you. Not what's best for you, but what's available in this environment. Because this environment is no more directly to you from God. It was. Now, it's directly from God, but it's modified by people like me and you. And I won't go further. Go look it up for yourself. So you go through porn, you jerk it off, don't think about your girlfriend anymore. But suddenly, hey babe, sorry, I was jacking it off too. I just finished. How you doing, babe? You feel like relief, beautiful emotions, butterflies. Call them whatever you want. And those emotions by themselves are the opposite of the emotions that made you go to porn from the first place. So if you go to porn because of negative feelings, then good feelings, if you replace those negative feelings with good feelings, you won't need porn. You won't feel disgusted by porn. You know? And I won't go to the part of those watching porn means that you are a cheatable person, because it's not about cheating, it's about more of dealing with negative emotions. So I won't talk about this thing later, maybe afterwards, maybe next day or whatever. What I want to go to talk about here is, if you've seen this pattern, you only go to do these distractive behaviors. I won't call them addictive behaviors, distractive behaviors. The only time when you do those distractive behaviors is when you feel stressed, is when you feel overwhelmed, is when you feel fucked up in this life. On the other hand, if your girlfriend texted you, it's not only you feel disgust, but you feel like, it's just like it hits you. Wait, why was even fucking watching porn from the first place? I have a girlfriend. But it's not because like you have a girlfriend so you can fuck her instead of watching women getting fucked. But it's more of, you don't have that necessary amount of negative feelings that drives you to change your environment to a more safer, comfortable place. Because now your girlfriend talked to you, your girlfriend called you, your girlfriend sent you a video masturbating it, and it's not about her pussy getting wet. It's about the raw act of feeling loved. It's about feelings. It's not about conclusive. It's not about fucking chemical imbalance or whatever gay shit you want to say. It's just about distracting yourself from negative emotions. And once these negative emotions fade away, there is no need to do any fucking other habit. Harming yourself, fucking up yourself, getting like these fucking big giant ass fucking dildos and fucking sitting on them. Drinking vodka, fucking Mississippi drinks, whatever, Pepsi. Like, I got them all the time here, bro. I'm drinking all the time, bro. Why? Because I don't know how to deal with my negative feelings. And if the right question that you gotta ask yourself right now, you're going to ask me, Yasir, why do I feel those negative emotions? why these negative emotions, yeah, these negative emotions surface to me. And I'm going to tell you two reasons. These negative emotions, as we said earlier, are not merely those specific things that happen, but it's the compound of all the things that you've been through. Especially if you didn't like discharge those emotions, this nervous system, that hijacked nervous system. If you didn't discharge it, it just builds up. That cup that we said earlier just get fucked up, and it's overloaded. Like it's fucking. You gotta kill yourself, because you cannot handle it anymore. So you gotta fucking that cup so you can feel good. You feel me? And the second reason why those fucking emotions come to you from the process with this intense fucking effects is, as we said earlier, the overloaded cup. And the second reason is your nervous system is not discharged. So the point, I think, there's no need to say two things, just one thing. The point that I want to make here is that when your nervous system get overloaded, when that cup get overloaded, it gives too many negative emotions. Like I'm going to draw you, motherfucker. We better hold on, wait. Okay, so I just quickly draw a figure that represents what I was talking about really here, right? So I hope it's really clear to you. In this thing, these are your negative emotions. This line represents your negative emotions. And this line represents your rage. As we said, when you go through life, this is the line of the compound effects, which is things just built up, and boom, you feel me? So this is the thing. Wait. Maybe I should draw this in a better way, but whatever, it doesn't matter, motherfucker. So here you're 3 years old, you're 6 years old, you're 9 years old, you're 15 years old, no, you're 12 years old, and here you're 15 years old, right? And this line represents the negative emotions. The further they are, the more intensive they are. The further the age, the older you are, So this is what I meant by most of the people when they hit 15, 16, 17, they start having these suicidal thoughts. Like this line, like so this line represents, like, I don't want to write it in a correct way. I don't want to get banned at fucking YouTube. Like, bro, it's a normal thing, but YouTube is fucked up. I don't know. So this is I forgot, suicide thoughts. This is when you feel like you want to just kill yourself. The more intensive these negative emotions, the more they're built up. Like, for example, you're 3 years old, it's built up. Like your dad divorced. Like, let's say for example, here a dog just raped you, a pig just raped you. 6 years old, your dad you start witnessing your fights between your mom and dad. At 9 years old, your parents divorce. At 12 years old, you get raped by your teammates. At 12 years old, your grandma said that you're adopted. At 15 years old, you wanted to eat cereal, but you didn't find milk in the fridge. At this point, you see, this is when suicidal thoughts start to emerge. And if a small thing happened, it makes you so fucking furious dramatically. Like after you found if you didn't find the milk at the fridge, you went outside. The weather was so fucked up. You didn't like. You wanted to be rainy, but it's so fucking hot, and you feel sweaty in your pants. You gotta shower again. You just want to kill yourself, bro. And this line is only realistic if you don't have distractive behaviors. Because distractive behaviors, what they do, they don't fix. They just deal with the symptoms for a small period, As long as you buy this fucking Sprite bottles, you will feel okay. You will be happy. As long as you eat your medicaments of depression, you'll be happy. But if you don't have this stuff, if you don't rely on the system of this current system of life, you will kill yourself at fucking 25. And how does that sound like? Addictions have many forms as well. Music, many other stuff. Like in distractive behaviors doesn't mean they all negative. There is also positive distractive behaviors. Like going to the gym, having sex so much. Like fucking up so much. You know what I'm saying? But like They might differ. They might be right. They might wrong. There might be positive behavior. There might be negative behaviors that makes you engage in something else instead of focusing how about how shitty your life is. But the common thing between these two ways is that they don't deal with the drastic problem. They just deal with the symptoms. They just deal with you vomiting blood, but they never ask why you are blooding from the first place, you know? They won't deal with your cancer, they will just deal with your fucking blood vomiting. They won't deal with your fucking cancer. They won't deal with that shit, because if they did, you won't have fucking cancer like fucking blood in like fucking vomiting blood, and you won't buy medicaments anymore to stop the blood and shit. You feel me? Fuck, I forgot the point that I want to make as well. Yeah. So I really get furious when people say that porn is not an addiction. Like, an addiction for them is something that is tangible that you can touch, you know? But like, motherfucker, most of the people who are gonna tell you that porn addiction is not an addiction is the people who are 40, 50 years old. And the most funniest thing is when they were 15 years old back then, smoking was promoted as a luxurious thing, you know? It's like smoking makes you feel relaxed, but they don't mention that it gives you cancer, you know? Which is the same pattern that's happening with women who do sunscreen, women who do makeup, who do like these red stuff in their lips, you know, which makes it even darker and they need to do surgery right now, who washes their faces with fucking bullshit fucking products, which are gonna fuck their faces as well, and they need to do more investments so they can feel like, and they won't be even like normal before. They won't be as best as how God created you from the first place, you know? You know what I mean? From another perspective, religions all claim that suicidal is forbidden, you know? When I think about it again, I think we need to stop looking at God as if he's a math teacher, you know? Because the difference between math teacher and God is math teacher is going to judge you based on the results that you showed him, you know? But God will judge you based on your circumstances, based on your intentions, you know? Like God loves the people who only have $40 and they give people $30, comparing to people who have $1 million and they give people $500. That's what I mean by intention, you know? Because there is a difference between, I forgot the word. I know only in Arabic, you know, like there's different between musawat and lad, you know. There's different like there's big difference between being equal and being equivalent, you know. So being equal means women and men are different. Men, you're gonna give them $1,000 and women gonna give them $1,000. But equivalent means that men gonna give them $500 and women gonna give them $2,000. You know, because they go through many shit that's compared to us we do. You know, and easiest example for this, which is so fucking impactful, is their like monthly period. That's enough for said. So I hope in this video I clarified to you why most of the people kill themselves. And now, after you release this, why most people kill themselves, you're going to ask me, okay, Yasir, what is the solution? I don't know either. It's I know what's the solution. It's to regulate your nervous system. It's to that cup that is overwhelmed with negative emotions. You gotta and going to be away, like it's going to be clear of all the negative emotions that's been through. Like I'm not talking when I say negative emotions, I'm not talking about the negative memories, you know, because trauma doesn't live in the mind, it lives more in the body. 80% of the trauma lives in the body, and 20% of the trauma lives in the mind, you know. Because that 20%, like this fragment of a memory, is the thing that makes you feel pain in your body, you know. So you won't feel pain of a traumatic thing that happened to you back then unless you remember it, you know. And most of the effects that you feel from trauma is in your body, you know. You feel scared, you feel like your fucking heart dropped into your fucking stomach, you feel unease. It's about feelings in your body, not in your mind. It's about bodily feelings, not emotions, not memories. The way to heal your nervous system It's something that I'm working on as well. And the journey that got me to this level of knowledge is my desire to quit my porn addiction so I can feel like I'm more of a man and love my whatever thing. I don't mean like gay bullshit. No. I mean like my girlfriend, wife, whatever, with my full capacity. Because I've tried like, and many men can relate to me. When you get that chance to fucking fuck a woman, touch her, do this, do that, but it feels just so weird. Like not only weird because it's your first time, but it feels like mundane. Not because you already do it multiple times, but because it's your first time you're doing this, but you don't feel as pleasurable as watching porn. And this is why many people got divorced. And many people don't want to get this deep because it's so scary, it's so dark. But I'm really thankful for God because He guided me through this journey to get me to understand this root cause. And you're going to ask me right now, okay, yes, sir, you know the root cause, but why you didn't do nothing about it no more? And I'm going to tell you that the knowledge that I've been feeding myself is through books, through YouTube, through this and that. But I think that every type of knowledge has a ending. In YouTube, you might find people that talking about dopamine detox, this and that. But you never find someone who talks about step by step, like a realistic step by step how to do dopamine detox. It mentions like more important stuff that is related to your behaviors, related to your biology, psychology. They would just talk with you just like I'm talking to you, based on like, bruh, like based on bro science, like just interpreting the things that you think themselves through books. They will tell it to you in a way that you can understand, in the way that you understand it. You can understand, you understand, but you don't understand the roots of it, Because most of people on YouTube who talk, they read books. Most of people who talk on YouTube about dopamine detox and about fucking whatever thing, books. And average books like Atomic Habits, The Way of the Superior Man. And they add up from their personal experiences and they become fucking famous. But they not trying to help someone. They're just boosting their fucking views. I'm not hating on them, but I don't find no person who helps people one-on-one. A course. Specifically, not to catch your attention, just like I'm doing this video, but to actually mainly how to fix your porn addiction. Like this is a side thing, because like why I'm so fucking first about like this fucking porn addiction and why I did too much of this stuff is because most of people talk about porn addiction just to fucking sell your fucking like fitness program, like most of people talk about porn addiction, talk about semen retention, talk about nofap. Just for the end of it, and by the way, if you want to get massive as me, just go to my fucking link and I'm going to teach you how to build muscle. Like, motherfucker, I'm watching your video to quit my porn addiction. Why are you giving me that fucking shit that doesn't fucking make sense, bro? Are you fucking dumb? Like, you're trying to play me dumb, bro? And guess what? Many people don't even recognize this shit. Many people don't even fucking be aware to realize that these people are catching their attention by talking about something that no one talks about, like porn addiction, like fucking nofap, like fucking masturbation. So they can fucking catch your attention and sell you fucking products that is irrelevant to why you watched that video from the first place. How brain rot is that, bro? How brain rot is that, bro? And I'm not hating on them. Maybe they're doing something good. Maybe they were the reason why they give me this fucking fire to be better than that shit, bro. But like, at the same time, if you're not trying to help people, rather just trying to fucking catch their attention for the fucking views, you fucking selfish, you fucking Jew. Fuck you, nigga. Really, fuck you, bro. I really hate you if you're one of them and you're watching my video, catching people's attention by this, not helping them either. Not even helping yourself either. And using this fucking evil way to catch people's attention, this fucking manipulative way to catch the people's attention. I will be called gay and I will fuck you up from your asshole until you fucking die. That's all I'm gonna say. As I said, every type of knowledge has its rooftop, You watch videos on YouTube about nofap, yeah, behaviors, change your environment, this and that, but they don't actually help you. Where I can find more knowledge. Yeah, books, experts, people with PhD, this and that. Read their books. Oh yeah, there's too much things that is so valuable, but they didn't mention the fucking YouTube videos. Wait, hold on. Are you this something? This specific line that is in this book is the same motherfucker who mentioned it in his fucking YouTube channel. Why didn't this? Why he didn't mention this even more important information in this video? Just to sell you a fucking course that doesn't even work to cure your addiction. Brain dead. Okay, you read too many books, but now you see the pattern. 80% of the books, each book that talks about pornography, each book that talks about the roots of porn, like trauma, like self-image, etc. 80% of it, the thing that is included in the books, is introductions. Same introduction, it might talk about porn, when did it start, how, why this, why that, like some valuable information, but they don't practically help you to quit porn. And the 20% that is in the like fucking last 15 page on how to actually quit porn, withdrawal symptoms. What are the withdrawal symptoms? Motherfucker just told them you, so your fucking nervous system when it's fucking undischarged. You gotta discharge your nervous system so you won't feel those withdrawal symptoms from pornography. Like, I gotta make a video on this one as well. Hold on. What's called like withdrawal symptoms and porn. What are they? Explanation. I wrote it down so I can talk in the next video, you know. And then you realize that most people who write books about porn, they use the same pattern as people who catch people's attention by using porn just for the end of it, just by the end of it, they're gonna sell you a fucking fitness course, coaching, whatever. And their whole reason, those people who write books, is just to catch people like me who are deep, who know what to do, who know where to go. But the problem is, I live in a fucking third world country. My mom, even if she's fucking Elon Musk, she won't even wanting to fucking invest in that because it's so fucking useless for her. And I don't blame her as well. She comes from a place that is so fucking deep as well. Maybe I'm using denial now. I don't give a fuck. It's not fucking important for the current time, bro, you know? So, okay. Books won't help you. Books won't teach you to how to discharge your nervous system. Books won't like I tried, bro. I've read, and I'm going to tell you the books that I've read. I read first of all, it's called like Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz that talks about self-image, which is a important thing in quoting porn. And the second thing after too many trials and errors I realized is how deep the reason why I fap. Although I learned about the self-image and how important it is in quitting addictions. Yes, discharged nervous system. Trauma. I've read Waking the Tiger and Healing Trauma by the same author, which is Peter A. Levine. But it's the same thing, just marketing. So now you're either gonna fucking pay thousands of dollars to work on the 101, or you're just going to be a fucking porn addict with the fucking burden of my mind that knows everything, that realizes everything, and it sees clearly through everything, which makes me suffer more. So it feels like I just burned a fire and now I cannot like calm it down because I need too much water and I don't have money to buy that much of water, so I gotta do something else so I can get the money, so I can get the water, so I can stop that fucking fire. But I gotta use the system so I can beat the system. Anyway, another topic, this one. So yeah, like, to be honest with you, the way to, like, it's not only a matter of porn addiction, whether you have destructive behaviors like self-harm, coke, like drinking soda, overeating, overtraining. Like, is like overtraining and overeating are the same coin, from the like different faces of the same coin. Whether they are positive or negative behaviors, they both are destructive ones. And when they are destructive ones, they gotta sacrifice something so you can feel better. And most of the time, it's something that is important more than why you feel negative from the first place. If you get what I mean. To quit any addiction in this life, you're gonna know how to discharge your nervous system. But discharging your nervous system is going to make some people lose a lot of billions of money because their products are based on your suffering. The more you suffer, the more you pay money to buy solutions that doesn't even heed the fucking roots. It just deals with the negative symptoms, and those negative symptoms, if they disappeared because of the root cause got healed, you won't even need to buy coke or fucking drinking fucking soda or fucking drinking beer, whatever. You won't need them anymore. You won't vape. Don't need to vape because you feel better, you know. And even if your girlfriend doesn't text you, even if you don't have someone to love you, you'll just be good in your own image. Don't need no external thing. Just you and God. God is inside you. God is outside. Whatever, call it whatever you want. Believe in whatever you want. But you won't feel. You will feel better. You know. And is that the secret that monks, you know, like these Buddhist people in their temples, they don't share with anybody. With an average person who just want to know the solution directly, you gotta be on a call for them with them, so they can give you the full solutions for yourself. That's why they could do it and you cannot. This is how they could. This is how the fucking Buddhists. I don't hate with them, you know. But this is how the fucking Buddhists can stay away from these fucking materialistic stuff and just be happy with themselves without nothing, shaving their fucking eyebrows and head and be so fucking happy more than you motherfucker who fucking jacking off to fucking AI girls all the time, playing Fortnite at the same time and fucking putting a fucking plug, that fucking electronic plug that fucking vibrates in your fucking asshole just to feel a fucking lesser than half happiness and fulfillment compared to the people who does nothing. Doesn't even fucking fat, doesn't even fucking lose their seeds. And when they fuck, they can control when they can come without any fucking medicaments, whether they are fucking natural medicaments or fucking modern fucking artificial medicaments. And they're more fucking happier than you, motherfucker. This is fucking braided, bro. I swear to God. I think this is the best video I've ever done. Not gonna lie, this is the best video I've ever done, bro. Like, you know, every single day I try my best to, because, you know, I'm not the type of person who, because he got hit with the wall, he will make everyone get hit with the wall so they can waste their time. I feel like more of we are in a race, you know, this type of a race when I'm racing and you're racing for me so I can give you the stick so you can win the game. This is how I see humanity. This is how it can be, although it's not. Although most of people are not like me, and I'm not fucking spitting on my fucking dick and jacking off and like, oh, look how big my dick is. No, I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, this is how many, like, this is the fucking mentality that many people got assassinated for. Being together. Whatever. Another topic, this one. Yeah, bro. Why I'm fucking talking about addiction? I'm talking about politics at the same time. Like, I'm so fucking, bro. Oh, man. I hope no one going to kill me in my fucking room. They're gonna say that he killed himself. I don't know even if I should fucking post this video, bro. I mean, like, okay, you're so fucking close to me right now. If you reach this point of this video, you know. Okay, yes, sir. If you realize that you need money so you can go to your next level of knowledge, what you're doing right now. I'm just doing fucking going to study some medicine, you know, so I can work something, so I can get something, some money, so I can continue my fucking primal goal. And I think posting this video will make the country that I want to study in, who are probably watching me right now talking about that shit, going to reject me, and they're going to reject my visa so I can study there. Like, I don't know, man. Ardullahi wasi'a. God's planet is so fucking vast. And if God is with you, I don't mean if God is with you. If your intentions is to work for the sake of God, to be a warrior for Him, not only a fucking average small dick Muslim, but an actual Muslim, God is going to be within you with every decision, and God knows for you the best. So if you get something valuable in this video, the only thing that you can help me with is to share this video with someone that you feel that he needs that shit. And this video is meant for every person who has any addiction, and he, after watching this video, he'll realize why he's doing the addiction for the first place, what really is going on. Because before watching this video, it feels like entering a room. There is turned off. There's no light, you know. It's like entering a room that is so fucking big just to looking for your phone because it's lost in that place. And the first thing that you gotta do is look for the light switch and switch it on so you can see everything and know take the like vision, like systematic vision, you know, so you can understand the shit that, so you can understand what you're really going through, you know, because many people who are addicted, even when they try to become better, even when they try to quit their addiction, they feel like when they get hit by negative emotions, they just say like, I don't know what I'm feeling. Like they just panic, bro. You know, they don't understand what caused that shit, and they don't even have the sort of resources to know what the fuck they are actually going through. You know, and I don't blame them, bro. And this is why God has put me in this life, is to give you the fucking sick, take it, you took it from me, and run, continue the things that I couldn't finish. And this is the this is the sole purpose of humanity, to be together and to work together. There is no competition between a human and inhuman. There is competition between human and devil. That is inside humans. Yeah, that's it for the video. I hope if I do something for this humankind, if I couldn't actually help people quit their porn addiction and it could like help them quit their other addictions that they don't talk about publicly, and I do. I hope this video will give you so much to understand. If you're someone who's able to fucking invest in yourself, just invest in yourself in someone who is deep, who's an expert in how to discharge your nervous system. And most of people who know how to discharge your nervous system have been through these temples, these Buddhist stuff that I mentioned earlier, so they know how to actually discharge your nervous system, you know. So they might use different words for it, you know. They might say like it's a spiritual stuff, they might say it's a biological stuff, they might say whatever thing it is, you know, whatever thing it is the same coin, you know. Healing trauma, dysregulating your nervous system, getting in your body again, like putting your soul in your body again. Like they're gonna use like different like themes of words, yeah. And yeah, whatever they say, if you've read their background, you found that they've been into some fucking Asian country, that, you feel me, it's the right thing. So I hope you win the things that you don't talk about publicly, and remember, you're not alone. You're not alone, you know. They might fucking judge you because you talk about it publicly, but they don't. They feel insecure because you talk about it. But no, God works with your intentions, and He judges you based on your intentions. So, alhamdulillah, shukrillah. Bye.